Okay, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today, guys. Let me just put the disclaimer up there on the top left-hand side. There it is. So please read the disclaimers, even if you have to pause the video to do so. Now, the 3D market commentary, for those that might not know, is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, to accompany an email that we send every day, Monday to Friday. So if you want to get that email, I'm just going to put it up here on the screen. Go to tradewithufos.com/newsflash, and that's how you'll get the email that I'm about to show you. Now, different places you can go for help and support and resources. You've got my email address that you can see here, Becky@tradewithufos.com. You've also got this link, tradewithufos.com/Becky, which will bring you here. Now, from this link, you can get loads of different things. So you can track, as it's now automatically taken us to, you can track different trades that I place in my live sessions and see how they play out and what happens and snapshots of them, things like that. You can, at the top, book one-on-one coaching if you'd like to. You can check out our apps and courses and more general coaching. You can look at live trading and login areas. And at the bottom, you've got a question and answer section as well that you can obviously look through for free and get the answers to other people's questions, as well as ask your own question for free. So lots of different places that you can go for help and support. Let's now have a look at our news flash. So what we're going to go through today. So let me just bring that up. There we go. So as I said, in order for you to get this email, which is what we have here on the left-hand side, just go to tradewithufos.com/newsflash and you will be able to subscribe to this. It's a free email and it's basically 5 different markets, each market looking at 3, hence 3D, 3 different elements, giving you statistics and probabilities on them. So that's how you can get this. Okay, so the 3 elements that we look at, firstly, market climate. That means the likely upcoming direction. Is that market likely to go up or down or nowhere? Now, we use a free app. In most cases, it's a free app called AutoClimate to help us with that, which gives us, with these different colored dots, gives us where the probabilities will lie. Now, I'll show you that per market as we go through. Then buy and sell UFOs. That's the second element we look at. And this is unfilled orders. That's what UFO stands for, which means where do we have buyers that are waiting to buy that could push price up? Where do we have sellers that are waiting to sell that could push price down? And we use an app again to help us. It's Auto UFOs, which is what we see here. Where do we have buyers? That's the green UFOs. Where do we have sellers? Those are the red UFOs. And we can use them to help figure out where price might turn from. Then we look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect the markets to move. So we'll look at each of those elements per market, starting with the S&P 500. So let's load that. Okay, so let's just squish this down. So the S&P 500 is the top 500 US stocks. That's what we're looking at here. Now, we're looking at each of these markets on a daily time frame. So different things happen on different time frames. For us, we're looking at daily charts, and that's what we're looking at for each of our markets. So for the S&P 500 on a daily chart, we have a thick blue dot on our AutoClimate. That's telling us probability to the upside. Now, we also have buyers down here, a little way away, between 37.13.5 to 36.39. We have sellers up here. The closest ones are between 45.09 to 44.32.75. So overall, we've got probability up, buyers closer by, sellers further away. So overall, probability up here on a daily chart of the S&P. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement up or down in a year of 23.93%. So in a day, that's 59.68 points. In a week, 131.37 points. And in a month, 273.47 points. So that's what we expect up or down within those given periods of time. Okay, so the next market is crude oil. Now, just as we load this, just to highlight, as we can see up there about the different education we offer, you can go to tradewithufos.com/courses. And from that link, you can check out our courses in stocks, Forex, futures, trade plans, backtesting, and psychology. And with that, you should have enough information to help you on all of those things, and they are relatively low priced as well. Now, most of them come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps themselves. So Auto Climate is a free app on most platforms. You can use it on anyway. Auto UFOs, which is the one here that shows us buyers and sellers, that's a paid for monthly subscription, which you can, if you go to tradewithufos.com/apps, you can just subscribe to the apps themselves. You don't need to get a course in order to use the apps. You can just get the apps themselves. But often it's cheaper to get a course and get 3 months complimentary access to the apps than it would be to use the apps for 3 months. So check that out, see what works best for you. Okay, so coming back to crude oil, we see that we have a thick red dot on our auto climate. That tells us probability is down. We also have sellers here that have worked already to push price down. They are between 105.24 to 100.89. Price came down before, price went up, hit those sellers and was pushed down. That's what we expect sellers to do, is push price down. That's why we want to know where they are. Then we have buyers down here at 80.47 to 77.83. Overall, probability down here for crude oil on a daily chart. In terms of volatility, movement up or down expected in a year of 47.54%. So 2.84 points in a day, 6.24 points in a week, and 13 points exactly in a month. So that's crude oil. The next market here is gold. So let's show gold. Okay, and again, just swishing it down so we see what we need to see. Now, just to say, before we look at gold, you can follow us in sessions where we are looking at live markets. We are using our methodology, showing you how to use the apps and placing trades. And that's where you also get, when I showed you the link before, that's how we fill in those live session notes. Those are those live sessions. So if you go to tradewithufos.com/coaching, then you can follow us and you can follow our coaching. Now, we do a lot of coaching for free in the sense of you can watch the recorded version of those sessions for free on our YouTube channels. And if you go to our link tree, which you see the link there on the screen now, if you go to our link tree, you can find our different social media platforms and go and watch those recorded videos. Now, we've also helped you with questions and answers and things like that. But our advanced coaching is live access to those videos, watching it in real time, and extra support. So you can check that out as well. Okay, gold. Thick red dot, probability down. Now we are overextended. We've been going down for way longer than we usually would go down for. That's not to say, therefore, it's going to turn around now. It's just to say the longer it goes past what's usual, the less likely it is to keep doing that. So bear that in mind. We have sellers here between 1744.3 to 1704.5. And we have buyers here between 1652.8 to 1624.4. Overall, probability down in gold. Volatility expected in 1 year is 19.26%. In 1 day, 20.38% points. In a week, 44.87 points. And in a month, 93.41 points. That's gold. Okay, the next market is the US dollar. Now, just as I load this, I just want to reiterate what the disclaimers would have said. We're talking here about probabilities and how we use things. That's not to say if something's probable or that statistically likely that it's definitely going to happen, right? We still need to manage our risk just in case. The only thing we can expect in the markets and in the world is unexpected things to happen. So we might even add extra layers on top of this, or even ignore it entirely and do something else. This is just how we do things, and it's to give you a guidance on what might make sense for you. Okay, so US dollar, thin dot on our auto climate, which tells us not enough probability in either direction. Doesn't matter the color of the dot. If it's thin, not enough probability. If it's thick, then the color tells us the direction. We have buyers beneath us at 105.44 to 104.405. So perhaps if price hits those buyers, push prices up, and then it confirms itself to the upside. For the time being, not enough probability either way, and not really close enough to buyers or sellers to really move it. In terms of volatility, we would expect in 1 year movement up or down of 12.48%. So in a day, that's 0.84 points. In a week, 1.85 points. And in a month, 3.85 points. So that's the US dollar. The last market, last but not least, is bakkt Bitcoin. So let's load this. So bakkt Bitcoin, let me just squish it down there. We have thick blue dot, probability up. We have buyers more closely beneath us between 20,832.5 to 18,922.5. And then we have sellers actually, I think, we've got sellers within sellers here. So they are between, overall, between 31,732.5 to 29,432.5. So those are the sellers that we have. Overall, probability to the upside here with Bitcoin. Expected movement in a year is 86.79% up or down. So I'm going to round these ones. So in a day, that's up or down of roughly 1,200 to 1,300 points. In a week, up or down of 2,800 points. In a month, up or down of 5,700 points. So it gives us an idea of what we'd expect in terms of movement up or down in those given periods of time. And that brings us to our last market. For each of the markets, we've looked at market climate using auto climate to give us an idea of where that market's likely to move, up, down, or nowhere. We've looked at buy and sell UFOs that help us figure out where the buyers are that could push price up, where the sellers are that could push price down. And we've looked at volatility, how far we expect those markets to move in given periods of time. The last thing to be aware of is our weekly economic calendar, looking at high impact news that's likely to create volatility in the markets we trade. Today being Thursday, we've had news coming out roughly about now and just before this on the euro that could affect, or in Europe, that could affect European markets or the euro. And we already had news 2 a.m. Eastern time that could have affected Japanese yen or the Japanese markets. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today. You've got the link on the screen there, tradewithufos.com/Becky, which if you need help or support, it's the best place to go. You've got different resources that can help, apps, courses, coaching, one-on-one coaching. You can track live session notes if that helps you. At the bottom, you've got a question and answer section as well. You can also email me if you need. So today being Thursday, I wish you guys a great Thursday. I wish you a great back end of your trading week, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.